Season's greetings, everybody. It's Bob Phillips, Common Cause, North Carolina, and you can see I'm at the old state capitol grounds, and I believe this is the official North Carolina Christmas tree that's all lit up. What a great time it is. Hard to believe that 2025 has come and almost gone, and it's been a great year for us at Common Cause in so many ways. We've had some things that have gone our way, and we've had some setbacks, but we've all been at it together. Cannot thank you enough for the great things that you enable us to do. And let's now take a look back at the year that was. As 2025 began, the eyes of the nation were on North Carolina, the playbook unfolding of a candidate shamefully seeking to overturn a lost election, an attack on our democracy norms we'd never seen before in the old North State. It was Jefferson Griffin refusing to concede his unsuccessful race for the North Carolina State Supreme Court, even after multiple recounts confirmed that incumbent Justice Allison Riggs had won the election. Instead, Griffin demanded that the courts do the unthinkable, throw out lawful ballots of more than 60,000 North Carolinians and reverse the election outcome. We at Common Cause North Carolina quickly responded, raising the alarm about Griffin's contemptible scheme. We launched a public awareness campaign including static billboards, a billboard truck traveling to communities throughout the state, educating the public about Griffin's dangerous ploy. We brought together members of the legal community, including attorneys and former judges, who called on Griffin to end his baseless challenge. And most importantly, we lifted up the voices of North Carolinians whose ballots were unfairly challenged by Griffin.
Count my vote.
Meanwhile, we and our partners organized grassroots rallies in towns and cities across the state, with thousands of people uniting and speaking out against Griffin's outrageous attempt to overturn the election.
Whose votes? Our vote! Whose votes? Our vote! Forward together! Not one step back!
Thankfully, the federal court ultimately rejected Griffin's scheme. That ruling protected the voting rights of tens of thousands of North Carolinians and upheld the rule of law. It was a victory for voters, led by voters. Together, we showed we won't be silent when anyone tries to undermine the freedoms of our fellow North Carolinians.
Because when we fight, we win!
Did you know North Carolina is home to more four-year historically black colleges and universities than any other state? These HBCUs are essential to the strength of North Carolina. They have a powerful legacy of brave student activists, past and present, who have been at the forefront of championing justice, advancing equality, and leading the way on creating an inclusive, multiracial democracy for all. For nearly 2 decades, our Common Cause HBCU Student Action Alliance has been active at each of these campuses, empowering a new generation of democracy leaders. That work continued in 2025. This year, our Common Cause Democracy Fellows once again journeyed to Washington, D.C. to speak up for HBCU students on Capitol Hill. And they traveled to the state legislature in Raleigh to advocate for critically important issues that matter to young people. Meanwhile, our HBCU team organized in our court events, bringing together students, democracy advocates, and the legal community to discuss the importance of a fair judiciary, equal justice, and the power of voters to elect judges to our courts.
The power of one, the power of many is in our court.
This fall, our Democracy Fellows encourage young voters to fully participate in local elections. Our team helped HBCU students register to vote, provided facts about the offices and candidates on their ballot, and helped organize marches to the polls where students could exercise their freedom to vote, many for the first time.
I feel good. I'm happy that I voted.
We'll continue this work in the year ahead, ensuring young people at North Carolina's HBCUs will be ready to vote in the pivotal 2026 midterm elections as they shape the future of our state and nation. Our crucial fight for fair voting maps continued in 2025. This summer, we joined courageous voters and our partners at the North Carolina NAACP as we went to court against the legislature's harmful gerrymandering. At issue was the Republican-controlled legislature's discriminatory manipulation of districts in 2023 that especially hurt black voters and undermined free elections.
Yet again, we're here in court because our state legislative leaders put their own personal gain ahead of what's best for North Carolina.
While we awaited a ruling in that case, Republican legislative leaders launched a new scheme to further gerrymander our state's already extremely gerrymandered congressional districts, bowing to Donald Trump's demand for even more unfair maps. That outrageous move came despite the fact that North Carolina voters overwhelmingly opposed gerrymandering. In fact, our statewide survey conducted this year by a Republican-leaning polling firm found that a whopping 84% of North Carolina voters say gerrymandering is never acceptable. Despite that widespread opposition, Republican legislative leaders defied the public's will and moved quickly to ram through newly gerrymandered congressional maps. The new districts disgracefully dismantle the historic Black Belt region of eastern North Carolina and undermine the voting power of black North Carolinians.
Let's call it what it is. An calculated effort to silence communities and erase influence, which is voter suppression.
We at Common Cause joined North Carolinians who traveled to the legislature to oppose these latest gerrymanders. Among those powerfully speaking out was 91-year-old former Congresswoman Eva Clayton, the first black woman elected to Congress from our state, and who had represented the region of eastern North Carolina now targeted by the legislature's immoral gerrymanders.
We are in a very troubling time in America, where democracy is threatened, where the Constitution is being denied or ignored. Citizens who love this country must have the courage to speak up and to speak out.
After the legislature ignored the public and imposed these unfair voting maps, we swiftly challenged the new gerrymanders in court as well, taking a stand for the people of North Carolina.
People deserve their constitutional rights. Black voters are not optional. They cannot be forgotten.
Sadly, a panel of federal judges failed to overturn these gerrymanders, despite the clear harm the legislature's discriminatory maps inflict on black voters. While we're deeply disappointed by the court's decision in this case, we will never stop fighting to protect the rights of North Carolinians. In fact, this work continues with more urgency than ever. In the weeks and months ahead, we'll mobilize people across the state like never before to use the power of our voices to defeat gerrymandering and demand fair maps. Ultimately, we, the people, will prevail.
We won't stop, we won't rest until we have fair maps within the state of North Carolina.
2025 was a powerful year of connecting communities throughout North Carolina as we continue to build an unstoppable pro-democracy people's movement. From engaging town halls to inspiring grassroots rallies, from the state legislature to college campuses, in small towns and big cities, our Common Cause North Carolina team has worked to protect everyone's freedom to vote, hold government accountable to the public, and empower everyday people to make their voices heard in our democracy.
Forward together! Not one step back!
We're ready for the work ahead in 2026. In the new year, Common Cause North Carolina will be your voice in the halls of government as we demand transparency and accountability. We'll advocate for pro-voter policies and will oppose any attempts to undermine voting rights. We'll inform and mobilize voters across the state to use the power of their ballot. And together, we'll continue to build a democracy for us all. 2026 looks to be another exciting year for Common Cause. Of course, it's the election, and we'll be doing a lot of the traditional voter education and engagement in this all-important election year coming up. I do want to let you know, and maybe some of you already do, and that is that after 25 years at Common Cause North Carolina, I'm riding off into the sunset. Of course, I will always be involved in working and helping and supporting Common Cause, just as I hope you will too. We've got an incredibly talented Common Cause North Carolina team and new leadership on the way. Wish I could tell you more about that, but trust me, an announcement will be forthcoming and you're gonna like it. So let me say this, as I am leaving for the last time with this year-ender for Common Cause North Carolina, I can't thank you enough for your support and your friendship and just what you do to help us be successful. Keep and stay with Common Cause, and I know that 2026 will be another great year for all of us. So, with all that in mind, on behalf of all the great folks that I work with at Common Cause North Carolina, happy holidays.